Okay, I have my sandpaper. It's way easier for me to talk if I'm also making art. That's why I can't be a regular streamer. Uh, Eventually, after this crypto cycle, I'm going to stop streaming about crypto and just do an art podcast or something like that. Totemic arts. Yeah, so this piece is going to be beautiful. It's not finished. This is Mike Dean. I'm sanding and right. Mike Dean stands in for um, anonymous developer, builder, founder, entrepreneur. Right? I just really respect his voice and what he does, his actions, and I like to carve pieces in honor of certain people or projects or things. So you see, I'm in the city now. Anybody that really wants to come get me can, but I got the snake here, so most guys are afraid of snakes. It's windy. Ooh. It's, this is so top. What am I supposed to talk about? It's like my manager. Top 3 reasons Eros on Pulsechain is undervalued. Oh yeah, this is the first reason. Okay, Eros on Pulsechain. This is a piece called Home is Where the Heart Is, and it's a whole series of pieces. This is a piece I'm gonna give away uh, at some point once the right collaborator shows up. I know who she is. She's a ceramicist. She makes beautiful ceramic. Actually, I'll show you. That's not the piece I'm gonna give her. I'm gonna give her this. I'm gonna give her this. This is another. I don't know if you can see. This needs to be sanded and oiled. See, like this is the art process. Okay, I can sand. So yeah, so this piece, if you can imagine, is going to be planted in a ceramic base. This piece is part of a series, right? Home is where the heart is. There's pulmonary stuff. There's heart metaphors. There's yeah, it's really a cool piece of wood, I think. This is like native apple from upstate, and yeah. So anyway, all right. So there's 2 reasons that I didn't. So I'm going to talk about Eros today. Yesterday I focused on Ouroboros, and today I'm going to think about Eros. Eros is a unique protocol on Pulsechain, and I really love it. Right, and here are the reasons why I love it, which is means that it's undervalued. The first 2 reasons. Where's my phone? I wanted to read something. All right. So let me just read them all. The top three reasons that I love Eros and that it's undervalued. The first is that it's community owned, 100%. And especially after going through a cycle where I've seen a lot of builders disappear on their projects. And I understand that it's hard in bearish markets to be fully present, but it's really a symptom. It's a symptom of a failure to focus on consistent communications with investors and users. So what I love about Eros is it was given as an airdrop to the Titanx community over almost a year and a half ago. So it's fully community owned, meaning there's over 10,000 wallets that have some of the supply. And so it's community owned and it's fully withstood and resisted all the FUD about it, all of the fear, uncertainty, and doubt that got spread, right? It's unkillable because it's an immutable, permissionless, verified, renounced contract on Pulsechain, right? So it's community owned. And the supply dynamics, I did some math. This is my math. This is how I do math. It's how my brain freaking thinks. A lot of people are in charts and I can't do it. I have a dyslexic brain, but I'm good with numbers. So the big number to know about the supply is that, and the reason why it's undervalued, in my opinion, the actual, like what we see on Dex Screener is about a $600,000 market cap right now. That's based on the total supply of about 333 billion tokens, which was airdropped, and it now sits in 10,000 wallets. The interesting thing is I project maybe 100 billion of the 300 billion will be ever liquid. Most of it, I believe, will remain in wallets. You'll see, if you go look at the contract, CF62 on Pulsechain, you'll see who the holders are. And so what I love about it, the reason why it's undervalued is right now it's probably has a market cap valuation closer to about 200,000 to the 600,000 that's listed. So, and it's got about 10% of that, probably up to 15% of that, maybe 25,000 in the liquidity web. So it's Eros and other tokens that it's paired with in the liquidity web, probably about 10 to 15% of the 200,000. So 25,000, I'm guesstimating, is actually in the liquidity web, right? So, and the thing about it is, it's capped supply, it's deflationary, and the supply dynamics, when we decided to take it over and to focus on it, we decided the intention is to create a diamond hand holder group, right? And so here are some of the numbers. The top 10 holders, the top holder holds 9% of the total supply, which is 333 billion. I'm sorry, holds 9 billion tokens, which is, what is 9 billion tokens? It's about 3% of the total supply, and I would say 9% of what I'm projecting of the supply. The top 10 holders hold about 34 billion tokens among the top 10 holders. That's approximately 10% of the total supply or 30% of the estimated total. So the top 10 Uh, those are the whales, basically, of the total supply. The estimated supply, the next 20, so 34 billion are owned by the top 10. About 6.53 billion are owned by the next 10, right? So that's about 40 billion owned by the top 20 holders. And then the top 30 holders, um, so 43 billion, right? So there's 3 billion in the next 30. So 43 billion tokens are held by the top 30 holders of Eros. And what that means is those are the people who either can hurt the price, like right now there's one seller. People in our community think it's one of the original devs who's come back to sell or make LP. And like, this is one of the mysteries of a community project, right? But, you know, it's good. It's good to have people like that. If they want to get in or stay in, when they wake up to the value of it, they can hold it, they can stake it, they can lock it, they can put it in LP, or if they want to sell, they can sell. That's the beauty of this. So we've got about probably 20 people that can either hurt the price or hold the price. And so the intention is to build a diamond hand holder crew at the top, and teach people how to DCN, dollar cost average in and dollar cost average out. Okay, and really leverage the top holders so that it's a at least culturally, you can't enforce this, it's totally decentralized, but at least culturally, the idea is, we are building a diamond hand holder group that aren't selling, that are holding and educating, right? And will take profits in responsible ways, and will communicate about it because it's a decentralized effort. So that's the first thing. I think it's undervalued because it's community owned. It's going to be very scarce supply, and connected to that, the gift that was given is a PTGC clone. That's huge. That's the thing that people don't realize, especially when there's a community web attached to it that integrates the Titanx ecosystem and the Pulsechain ecosystem. People don't realize the value of having the technology, which is built on PTGC, which is a blue chip in the making on Pulsechain, right? It's a fee-based token. And so the undervalued nature of the gift, the airdrop that we got that's now community owned, is also that it's going to be the gift that keeps on giving, which is why when Titanx people wake up to the fact that they hold some Eros, everyone has a choice. Do I hold it, stake it, lock it, or put it in LP, or do I sell it? And the beauty is we're all free to do what we want with Eros. So I encourage the liquid Titanx holder wallets to wake up and make a decision. What do I want to do with it? So I think that the fact that it's community owned and has a scarce supply of an asset that is a fee sharing protocol is huge. That's the first thing. The second thing, the top three reasons why I love Eros and I think it's undervalued, is that nobody is in charge. It's a fully automated series of smart contracts. There's a token contract and a staking contract, and it's fully automated. It means it's me or any other holder and the smart contract. There's nobody else in charge. People own and hold the token, but there's no admin keys, there's no management controls, and particularly in a atmosphere where we're in right now, it takes a lot of the uncertainty out of the equation. Now I know who the holders are, and I also know that the contracts have been operating for over a year on chain. They work. There have been no exploits. and nobody can do anything. They're immutable. It's renounced, verified contracts, right? That's huge. So nobody's in charge. And while nobody's in charge, it's making me passive income, just like PTGC does. It's 5% for every buy, sell, and transfer, and that includes all the ARB bots. And so right now we have Eros paired with, I think, 55 different tokens, some very thin liquidity, some more liquidity, but every single price differential in that, the ARB bots love it, right? And so you see, so the number two wallet has 8.2 billion. That's the buy and burn wallet, right? That's the wallet that gets 2% of every transaction. And it's there to buy and burn, right? That's huge. I got distracted. So nobody's in charge, it's fully automated. It makes me passive income, especially when I'm staking and locking it. But also right now I'm in LP pairs with Bear. I'm very proud to be the, a majority owner of the Eros Bear pair. I love that. That's another reason why Eros is undervalued. So the second reason is no one's in charge. It's fully automated. You know, whereby I love my developers to be deep in code, right? I just got a message from the Ouroboros chat from Shadowy saying, I'm deep in code. I love that, right? I'm not looking at the charts, I'm deep in code, right? That's amazing. And that's Ouroboros is a product in development, a platform in development. The beauty, and I love it, and the beauty of Eros is it's done. Now we can build on Eros, and there is the intention to transform Eros into Eros X, which will be a non-fee token. And then there's a lot of things that we can do with Eros X, but that's for another time. So no one's in charge, it's fully automated, makes me passive income. And even though I love my developers in code, I also love that Eros is a fully complete product built on the PTGC Grace currency code, which is amazing. The third actually it's the fourth, like the big reason why Eros is undervalued is all these other things, and Liberty Swap Finance and the PDI narrative and the Pulsechain narrative and all the capital that's going to flow into Pulsechain now that there's legal certainty. But I'll talk about that in a little bit, because that's like the rising tide lifts all boats on Pulsechain. And so that's why I and other community members have been migrating Titanx value, holding the value, bringing it over to Pulsechain and pairing it with strength to get exposure to the Pulsechain bull cycle that we know is coming and is here, particularly with Liberty Swap Finance and all of the PDI narrative and also PDI liquidity that seem to be getting into nice view. Yeah, man, facing reality. Yeah, these are the canyons of my city mind, right? And so upstate, I'm in the river valley and, the plateau. And here, these are the canyons. Yeah, man. I love it here. I feel very fortunate to be able to. I've been mostly upstate. It's good to see you, man. I thought you were camping on. Weren't you camping on the beach? Didn't I hear that you're camping, or is that tonight? Yeah, man. It's good to see you. So okay, what was I saying? So fully automated. Oh yeah, I got distracted, but that's good. Yes, after dinner. Enjoy. I was thinking about bugs. Are there bugs camping on the beach there? And are you talking about the beach on the coast or the beach on the stream? And are there mosquitoes and other bugs there? Because that's what we get when, in this area, when we camp in the summer in the warm weather. There's a lot of mosquitoes, and I don't mind them. I'm immune to them, and yeah. All right. Anyway, okay. Let's focus on Eros here. Um, okay. The third reason, the first is it's a gift. It's an airdrop. It's community owned. With great supply dynamics. Nobody's in charge. Oh, and it's the demand equation. And this goes to, it's a fee sharing protocol. Like I have bought my Eros, right? And now's a good time to buy it. It's on a pullback, right? This is good. It's good. It was going up for like 8 straight weeks. It needs pullbacks. People, like, we need to pull back. People need to sell who want to sell and take profits. Beach on the stream. Yeah, there are lots of bugs. Yeah. What do I use? Oh, what I have found really good is geranium oil. It's a geranium oil. It's the oil from a flower, the geranium flower. Is really good for all kinds of bugs, keeps them away. The bugs don't like it. Yeah, okay. Anyway. Okay, so the third thing is the utilities for Eros. This is why it's undervalued. Part of it is the fee sharing PTGC code, the Grace currency code. Interesting. Yes, go on. Yeah. All right. So the two big utilities for Eros, and it really is the demand equation that hasn't, people, I don't think, realize it. Sometimes I forget it, but it will be a destination for capital. When people are looking for undervalued, early stage alternatives to the blue chips on Pulsechain, then Eros will be one of those. It's part of the reason why I've made a commitment, even though I took like a week or two off talking about Eros. I needed a break. But part of the reason why I made a commitment to talking about it is because it is a community owned project, and it requires consistent communication and education about it in order to be successful. So the utility is that it's a Grace currency clone. It's a fee sharing protocol. If I want to buy it, stake it, and lock it, I'm making passive income off of every single trade, right? Every single buy, sell, transfer is a 5% fee. 2% of that goes into paying lockers and stakers. 2% goes into buying and burning it, so it's hyper deflationary, and 1% goes into the LP, right, which is with PLS. Okay, so one piece of the utility and the demand equation is it's a fee sharing token and protocol. And eventually people will catch on. Once the scarcity dynamics become clear, once we get the green candles, which we will, because we're leverage on leverage on leverage, right? Once we continue to build out the LP web. So right now where we're at is that we are building out the Titanx side of the web, right? And so I like, for example, my Eros Lotus pair, my Eros Smoke pair, right? I like it because I know the holders of those tokens. Those are also scarce supply tokens. Lotus and Smoke are very scarce supply. And again, it's going to be a diamond hand holder ethos. So that's what I'm holding on the Titanx side. I'm looking for, I only pair with things that are diamond hand holder tokens. And so in that case, I like Lotus because I hold it, and Smoke because I hold it. And I also know that, this is a diamond hand holder group, right? And it's scarce supply. And the other thing is that it's undervalued because we're also I'm pairing with PDI and Bear, partially because I like the PDI narrative. Whether or not PDI actually becomes a stabilizing asset, like a permissionless floating, it's not a stable coin. It's a floating stabilizing asset, probably going to be backed with crypto, right? And so that's another undervalued part of Eros, is that we get exposure to this hyper bullish narrative of Pulsechain gaining legal certainty. It's huge. As someone who has studied this stuff, I knew the legal risk way back when I sacrificed for Pulsechain. I didn't realize that the SEC was going to be so fast and aggressive at attacking Richard Hart and Pulsechain and Pulsechain. I didn't realize it was going to be so fast and hard, but I did know that Richard Hart and his lawyers had set the SEC up with a sacrifice that gave us an affirmative defense against the allegation that it was a security. It wasn't a security. People like me had to, and so this is the undervalued. We got a gift onto Pulsechain at the perfect time. Thank you, the Eros team. I'm not fudding the Eros team. Okay. I actually think that team, something happened. I don't know what happened. There was a split in the team, and there was some drama around the code. But the beauty is, we got a gift, and so thank you, Eros team, for giving us a gift. And I believe it's going to be the gift that keeps on giving, because it got given to us on Pulsechain, the chain that is becoming the most decentralized blockchain on the planet, in not in terms of ownership, right? We're going to see how Richard Hart and the other big whales utilize their ownership of Pulse and PulseX and Hex. We'll see how the whales use their assets. But in terms of the infrastructure, it's really decentralized. There's almost 50,000 nodes globally, like validator nodes globally. These are community owned. This is not like a VC dominated, like centralized operation. There's no foundation. This is Richard Hart and his team funding a pretty decentralized, actually a very decentralized, not in terms of ownership of the asset, but in terms of the actual infrastructure, which is really important for censorship resistance. Anybody that cares about privacy, like, Pulsechain is the only one now that there's legal certainty that is going to build in the ZK, I think ZK Snarks technology through Railgun into the stack, right? That's amazing. Anybody that cares about censorship resistance, which I do, anybody that cares about privacy, which I do, like, Pulsechain may be the only chain on the planet. Probably there are a few others. There was one on Cosmos called Secret, the Secret Network, but it didn't. Cosmos isn't achieving the adoption it needs, and Secret never really happened. And so that technology seemed interesting, but the leading edge technology is I think is I mean, there are a bunch of leading edge technologies, but the point is that this is part of what's undervalued about Eros and also Titanx assets on Pulsechain, is that we get exposure to this exponential growth narrative, right? PDI, like P rep BTC, P rep ETH. It's a huge narrative. And we're going to see over the next 3, 6, 9, 12 months how not just Richard Hart, but James Osborne, who's the Atropadev, and some people think is involved with Liberty